Every real cowboy like myself knows how lonely it is out on the open range, which is why I listen to the Cowboy Boys podcast. With best contractually obligated friends, Shayne Smith and Mac Arthur, the Cowboy Boys will comfort your soul better than any disease-ridden saloon gal ever could. Cowboy Boys.
The catcalling culture in New York City
is back.
Oh, I guess it is back. I didn't notice that. I mean, when no one's around, it's not. I don't think it ever left, honestly.
No, but there is less catcalling when there's less people around.
But I can't get into it. I can't, Utah, I never learned how to catcall in Utah, so I don't even know how to approach. But I saw this guy. You know when I saw a guy in a wheelchair. And not in a motorized wheelchair, right?
Okay, fancy wheelchair.
Here's how fancy it was. He was like laying down, kind of back, like they had to like hospital bed him, so he's like kind of scrunched up.
I've seen those.
He's
yeah,
kind of scrunched up and he gets to lay down, but still move around in his wheelchair, and he's all decked out in his gear,
nice.
In like his cool hat with the sticker on it and his chains, and he was catcalling girls. And it felt like a little aggressive, but like, what do you do in that situation?
What do you do?
When a guy in a wheelchair, I'm going to say a disfigured monster in a wheelchair. Whoa, he was catcalling women aggressively.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I don't know.
You know, the discourse has shifted back to the middle on that one.
What do you mean?
Well, because third wave feminism was like, no, catcalling's bad. And then everyone then they pointed out like, hey, it's mostly not white men who catcall, at least in major cities.
Yeah, because I grew up in Utah.
They called the woman who was championing the no catcalling movement had made a video that only highlighted black and brown in people catcalling, and then they tried to make a follow-up video like white people catcall too, but then it was just like Italians, and people were like, "Oh, this is weird. Are you racist?" And she's like, "No, I'm not racist. I'm sick of getting catcalled." And then a bunch of women were like, catcallers during the daytime in New York are a very specific type of thing. It is totally normal. They don't get mad if you don't reply to them.
Yeah, you're like, hey,
and
beautiful.
we like it.
It's like, hey, beautiful, I want you to ruin my life.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, it's really...
And so then there were all these women who were like, we don't give a fuck. It's nice. And then there were women who were like, it's bad at night when they're creepy. And then they're like, those are rapists. So you're confusing the two things. And then I'm just watching all the discourse go down, and I have not said anything. But there's quite a few female comics I've seen around now that I'm doing stand-up again that are have a bunch of pro catcalling jokes, and I'm like, where is the discourse on this? Like, what are women's opinions?
No, it's you know what it is? It's women are people, and people are individuals, and individuals have different tastes, and some people don't like giving blowjobs, and some people want you to choke them out, and and everything in between. So like that's the thing when you do this is why I'm always very careful to say to use generalizations, especially when it's like men, women. I mean, you do when you're trying to be funny and exaggerate, but when people are like being political, it's like no, everyone has their own fucking kinks and weirdo things, and dude, I just want to know who the girl is going to sit on that wheelchair man's face.
It exists. If you Google Adriana Chechink, I think, gave some guy in a wheelchair a lap dance at the AVNs and sits on his face, and then he does 360s. It's pretty good. He looks like Timmy from South Park, and she's just rubbing her pussy in his face, just making his dreams come to life.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, the catcalling thing is crazy because catcalling works, as we've said on the podcast. We've both seen it work multiple times.
It doesn't work for someone like me because if I tried to catcall a girl in New York, because these New York girls, they're up to stuff. They'd be like, "Oh yeah, let's hear it," and they'd turn around I'd be like, "Hey baby, I like your face." And she'd turn around and be like, "Okay, what do you want to do about it?" And I'd be like, I've never gotten this far. I did not. I thought this wouldn't work."
I've hooked up with girls from my friend's catcalling way back in the day.
All right.
In Salt Lake.
you're just driving by, or
no,
like, what
just like a group of guys hanging out like on the street talking like outside of a bar or whatever, and then one of your friends is like, "Damn, you look good as fuck, girl." Like,
well, that's different if you're like hanging out and someone's I guess
no, it's the same.
by?
She's walking past,
okay,
and he's like,
walking.
"Damn, you look good as fuck, girl. What you like? Tell me about you. Come over here," or whatever catcalling thing. They nice ass, he gives her a compliment. It's like half gross, half nice, and then she's like, "Oh yeah, what are you up to?" Kind of calling him out.
Yeah.
And then she comes over, and then her friends are like, "What are you doing?" And then they come over, and then we all start chopping it up, and then the next thing you know, the groups are integrated, and I'm like, well, now I'm gonna hook up with one of the friends. And it's just like a whole weird thing. That shit works. People don't want to talk about it, but it is the white trash mating call.
No, it's not even white trash. It's poor people.
Well, it's poor. Yeah. So in my experience, it's white trash, obviously, but it's just poor people. It's how poor people get to know each other.
Poor people are talking.
They're hollering. Yeah,
they're walking around talking to each other.
Well, rich people have too much going on that they're trying to protect.
Yeah,
if you yell at a rich person, they look back and then they kind of pick up their pace. At least when I do.
I was gonna say, rich people they hire it out. That are like, bring me 5 women and I will choose 2 of them. And
yeah.
It's just like, what the fuck?
You know what I like to do sometimes when I'm on the Upper East Side? If there's like if a dude would be walking and he looks like he's wearing a nice suit or whatever, I just go, "Hey!" And then he looks back and I just don't say, I no follow up, and then he's uncomfortable for the rest of his walk, and that makes me happy.
Okay.
But you know what the thing about catcalling? It's like, this is the lesson I learned recently, because I once tweeted like there was a really hot girl at the gym and I wasn't going to talk to her, right? And then all these women were like, "I would please talk to me at the gym." Blah,
yes,
blah,
but
blah.
that's you. Meanwhile, me doing my technical front squats at 135.
I do technical front squats at 135. Is a good
No,
weight to tire yourself out at.
I'm just like, if I'm like, "Hey baby," it was my fucking Mexican gut,
your
my
baby weights,
my mullet, and I'm just all drenched in sweat and my fucking shorts. It's like, it's a different thing. I
Yeah.
know. I don't approach women.
Women,
but if you're a Greek god,
yes, that's the thing. It's the same thing with men, where men are like, "I don't want women who do such and such," and you're like, no, you don't want ugly women who do such and such. And then women don't want to be talked to at the gym. What they're really trying to say is they don't want ugly guys to talk to them at the gym.
some people don't want anyone to talk to
Some
them,
people
but
don't, but I would say the majority of women don't want. And even then, I think even women who don't want to be talked to at the gym would be much more likely to be less annoyed if a hot guy is like, "Hey, how are you? What are you doing? Like, would you want to go out sometime?" And then she just says no, and they don't. I mean, if he's a dickhead, obviously that's a different thing, but no one likes to be talked to by a dickhead, so that doesn't count.
If what is the term? A krellbloin, like if a wheelchair girl, just a 3-foot tall wheelchair lady was like, "Hey, let me suck your dick on the street."
What?
Like I said in my situation I saw earlier, she was just aggressively like,
That happens.
"Let me suck your dick."
Homeless ladies yell. I've been propositioned by crazy people. You just
Whoa,
keep it
I'm
moving.
not saying crazy person. I'm just saying a horny wheelchair.
You just keep it moving. That's a crazy person, Mac. When someone reaches that far out of the boundaries of what's possible, that would be like that guy being like, "Let me fuck" in his wheelchair.
So it's not the wheelchair, but it's a woman. The fact that a woman is like asking a man to do something to her in the street.
It's still crazy.
All right, I didn't.
It's still it's the equivalent of that. It's the same statement as the guy in the wheelchair asking people to fuck him, or being like, "Ah, nice ass, my me."
Yeah, exactly.
It's that same thing as him was looking at me as I'm walking by and being like, "You trying to one-on-one in basketball, bitch?" And I'm just like, I will destroy. Like the statement doesn't even deserve a response because it's so absurdly out of the realm of possibility.
And also, when women like say stuff to you on the street, it feels like a trap.
Oh yeah.
Whenever a woman approaches you at the bar, you're like, "Am I about to get roofied?"
Yeah.
When it's so scary. We don't talk about that enough. How scary it is for men when a woman makes the first move, because it never happens.
Yeah, it's so rare.
You're like, is someone? I gotta like make sure her this isn't like a trap, and her boyfriend doesn't come up and steal my wallet.
Dude, it is scary, and I've done that to people. So that's what
Oh,
I've said multiple times on other podcasts. People are like, "How do you get into someone's house or apartment complex?" It's like, bring a woman every time.
That's
I can't tell you how many people have been betrayed by women on my behalf.
No, that's like a pro move. Is if you're like doing prank calls or you're like just trying to do anything, like you're trying to get signatures. You just have a woman do it, and there's some people are so trusting that they'll just go along with whatever a woman says.
Have you ever?
It's like, well, a lady would never lie.
It's the Jason Bourne. They make a joke about it in the first Jason Bourne movie.
They?
He makes all these plans for her to like get this information from a hotel clerk, and he's like, "You got to walk in. You get 7 steps. You're gonna turn, and then they're gonna do all this stuff to create a distraction and steal it." And then she comes out as he's getting ready, and he's like, "What the fuck?" And she goes, "Oh, I just asked."
Yeah,
and it's like, yeah, you forgot. Jason Bourne doesn't even know how powerful women are, you know.
I wonder how many lady assassins there are that the cops are like, "Were you just in there with that dead body?" And she's like, "No." And she's like, "All right, you're good." Like,
yeah, get out of here, you crazy lady.
Is Ghislaine Maxwell just gonna be like, I don't know anything. Can I go free?
Yeah.
Like,
sorry, all my brains are in my tits. I can't think. You're like, all right.
Oh man.
Yeah, but yeah, the catcalling is wild. What's the best? Have you heard any good catcalls lately? It's all the same shit for me. I always just say the like, "Hey, mommy," like I always.
That's what you say?
No, that's what I hear.
Oh.
I don't say. I don't catcall. If I was gonna catcall, I would be like, I would just give them like a regular compliment, and if they wanted to talk to me, they could, or they just keep it moving.
Mine would be self-deprecating. I'd be like, "Please ruin my life."
That is a fun one.
Please step on me.
In the right context, I think that one's fun, and I would do that too. But if giving someone a compliment is catcalling, I've done it many times.
Hey, baby, you burp with that mouth.
Yeah. Or just like you're eating on the street in New York, and you see like a really hot girl wearing like a Sailor Moon shirt, and you're like, "Hey, I love your shirt." And then if she talks to you, she talks to you. If she doesn't, then hey, you gave her a compliment. That was nice.
I like your teeth.
Mm-hmm.
You look like you're.
I like your teeth.
You look like you have a healthy stock.
The most serial killery. I like your teeth. Jesus Christ, that was the most unsettling compliment. Dude, in the middle of the day, I would call the police, dude. Holy fuck.
Oh, man.
I like your teeth.
That's a good one, right? No one compliments.
Dude, what the fuck? People compliment my teeth sometimes, and it makes me uncomfortable because I had bad teeth for so long.
Oh, and you got them fixed, and
yeah. I mean, I didn't have visibly bad teeth. I'm very fortunate that my teeth seem straight and stuff, but I was missing so many in the back of my mouth, and I couldn't like smile the whole way and shit. So when people are like, "Ooh, nice teeth, great smile," I'm like, "Yeah, half of them are fake, but thank you."
I'm like, does it change the way you chew or eat?
It did at first, but now it doesn't.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
Yeah, you could. At first, I could feel. It felt really weird, like especially because I chewed with no teeth in the back of my mouth for so long.
Yeah.
And then like missing some teeth in the bottom, and now I have them, and it's like it was weird, but now I'm back to normal. In fact, I chew on the side with all the fake teeth the most now, whereas I used to chew on the other side.
I want to get. I've said it before. I have 0 cavities.
That you know of.
No, none of my mouth hurts. You want to look? Look.
No, cavities don't always hurt. Most of the time, they don't.
I have 0 cavities, and last time I went to the dentist was like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But I want to get Jaws from the James Bond movie.
Yes.
How cool! I've seen people with like
Riff Raff Jaws.
No, he's like diamond. I want like titanium teeth.
Okay.
That I can bite into things.
Like remove your teeth and put titanium teeth in.
Yes, get all my perfect teeth taken out.
What if you bite your tongue?
I mean, you won't. When you bite your tongue with your teeth are harder than your tongue now. I'm not going to sharpen my jaws.
Oh, well, what's the point of having jaws if you don't sharpen your jaws?
So my teeth don't break when I bite people.
Okay.
I don't know.
You biting people, but then you want to sharpen them.
Maybe should you sharpen your jaws? There's not enough cool James Bond body mods.
No, a lot of them are pretty impractical.
No, I'm just
guns.
saying. No, I'm saying real people in real life. The body mod community is just like, what if I had like a whore, like a lump under my forehead, or like what if I had like a bump, or like my earlobe stretched out, or like I pierced my nose. I'm like, What if you had a laser eyeball like that would shoot stuff? Or what if you had jaw teeth?
I don't.
Or what if you had like blades that came out of your arms, like the Batman? What are those pauldrons called? Those arm blades.
The Assassin's Creed's arm blade.
No, not the swords that come out Wolverine style. I'm just out of your forearms.
No, the Assassin's Creed ones come out of the bottom.
Yeah, why not that? Why is the body mod community not making cool mods?
Mac,
I want to get
those things. All of those things you said are impossible.
I feel like I should be able to put robot hamstrings in my legs so I could jump higher.
Why not just use an exoskeleton?
Because that's not a body mod. That's an exoskeleton. I want to cyberpunk it up in this bitch.
I mean, listen, we all do, but it's just not possible.
I'm saying the body.
So wait, are you gonna put your money where your mouth is and get the brain chip when Elon puts it out?
I think I would.
No way, you would?
Yeah, and then I would. I would go rogue.
You can't.
What are you talking about?
How are you gonna go rogue? He controls you.
No,
the second you put it in, he activates it. You're AI controlled. Now I have to shoot you in the head because the new zombie epidemic is actually not biological; it's technological.
I would put
dun.
I would give you instructions to put the tinfoil helmet on my brain so I can't relay back to home.
No way.
What?
It's gonna. You think they won't have planned for that?
I don't think they have.
They will absolutely plan for it.
Now I'm gonna build a Faraday Cage helmet.
What is it? What is the chip supposed to do? Just increase brain power?
I think it does. It like lets you control stuff. Like it lets you interact with computer stuff. I don't know if it increases your memory. I think it kind of does, but Don't turn this around on me. I'm calling out the body mod community for not.
I'm calling you out
expanding their horizons
for having ideas that you wouldn't do yourself.
I would. I just told you. I'd put a chip in my brain.
Okay, well, I'm saying that you're going to be a zombie,
dude. I want to get webbed. I want to get robotic webbed feet.
I'm going to hack into your brain and just upload nothing but images of dicks.
Okay,
you're going to be obsessed.
Why would I be obsessed? I see dicks all the time.
No, I'm going to shallow how you into loving men.
I bet you could do that with
that would be awesome.
Neuralink.
Oh my God, can you imagine erasing your desire for women? Just living the best life possible.
And then just like all these guys with Neuralink switching, and we're like, we're all gonna fuck each other now.
Dude, free us from the pain. It was so much better. Oh, dude, I don't mean to get all.
Wait. I want to go even easier. Once I get Neuralink, I'm going to switch even further and just fall in love with a real doll.
Oh, yes, that's the plan.
I put a hologram. I put like an augmented reality chip on the face of my real doll. So in my AR eyes, I see it as a real like Hatsune Miku anime girl.
Yeah.
Just like in Blade Runner.
Have you seen the military using the augmented reality goggles?
No.
For soldiers? They've been showing off. It's literally just video game shit. You just put them on and it like identifies weapon systems and highlights them. It's literally just Ghost Recon in real life. I don't know, like when it just like puts little dots on enemies so you can see them far away, tracks movement, tracks friendly soldiers.
We need that for real everyday people like Google Glass, but like when you're walking on the street, be like, oh, this girl's single. This guy has been in a few fights recently. Don't walk near him. I don't know. It'd be pretty cool.
The social credit score.
Yeah, but it'd be Facebook, but right up on your eyes.
Yeah. Whatever happened to Google Glass? Did everyone was like, it's cool for POV porn and then gave up on it?
No, that's just VR. Google Glass just has like a little digital things and a camera.
Yeah.
And people started wearing them, and people got really weird with the Google Glass nerds.
Well, yeah, because it films.
It films, and then people were like straight up just sucker punching people with Google Glass.
Yeah,
on,
people don't like to be filmed,
which is funny because like there's like this weird Luddite group of humans. I wonder if you know, like when you see kids just grabbing what are the rental scooters and just hucking them into bridges, into rivers,
of course,
or like,
or just destroying them in general. I would have done that if I was a kid. 100 million%.
I know, that's so funny. Just what are the bird scooters?
Yeah, you just break it. You can just break it so that you can ride it without the motor, and then kids would just do tricks on them, blow them up.
I had a business idea where I would build a Faraday cage over in like a moving truck, like a U-Haul. What do you call that? Just a big truck.
Yeah.
And so I'd build a Faraday cage around one of those trucks.
Describe to our listeners what that is. They don't know.
I mentioned it a few times. A Faraday cage is just like an electromagnetic blocking. It's like chicken wire, but made out of brass. So it blocks radio signals from going in and out.
There you go.
So you build one of those, a cage, basically, in an enclosed area. And so if you have like a phone inside the cage, it can't radio home. And you basically create like an airplane mode dead zone inside the cage. You build that, and then I build that around the truck, and then I go around the city buying or stealing bird scooters and and throwing them in the back of the truck, and they can't radio home because the truck has a Faraday cage in it. And then I go in the truck and I disable, after I steal like 20 or 30, I go disable all the GPS in it because I drive around and they can't find me. And then I disable the GPS and just part them out. It's it's just what do they call that? What do you do to the cars? You just a part
stripping
shop?
them? Yeah.
So I just have bird scooters and electronic, and I just start selling e-scooters that I've stolen.
Okay.
Seems pretty easy.
Kidnapping e-scooters, and then you're gonna have the bird scooter detectives.
They can't find me.
No, they'll hunt you down, and they'll be riding bird scooters in their trench coats with their guns shooting at you.
I'll have
you gotta hide your Faraday cage. You'll have to stealth it out.
I'll have decoys.
It'll be like True Detective, except for way less good.
But I feel like there's a lot of, if you're just leaving your shit out, it's asking to be stolen.
That's my new pitch for a show. If anyone ever comes back to me to try and make a show after the pandemic stole my one show I was gonna have, what we'll do is we'll do a detective show where you and I solve bad mysteries, like, and then we'll just create villains like the Faraday cage bird scooter guy, you know, or whatever, you know, stuff like this, and then we solve those mysteries.
I got a reality TV show idea.
Okay, let's hear it.
We tell people we're going to send them to Mars.
Okay, I'm immediately on board.
Right? It'll be like a Survivor type show.
Mm-hmm.
And so we build we build a biodome in the middle of like the Utah desert or somewhere that southern Utah where it's already kind of red.
Yeah.
And we build like a Truman Show biodome, and we say we're going to send you to Mars, and we build this fake rocket, and then like, all right, we're going to put you to cryosleep. Obviously, these are people who are going to sign up for reality TV shows.
Yes, so we don't know.
We can lie to them. They don't.
Yeah, they're not people.
They don't know that.
If you've ever been on a reality show, you're less than human. Come on, let's be real.
I was going to say, if you ever submitted, you have impossibly high levels of probably narcissism, and you should get that checked out. But so we just lie to them and tell them, oh yeah, we're a TV company. We have cryo technology.
Cool, we'll have a bunch of actors playing scientists.
Yes, exactly.
And then if they ask a question to the scientist, they're not going to know. The scientist will just be like, this is the Beebledy-Borp 9000. And how it works is incredibly difficult for me to explain to you, but just know that you'll feel like you got a regular night's sleep, but 6 months will have passed.
Yes, exactly.
And then they'll be like, wow, the science is amazing.
Or why don't we just put them under anesthesia for like 10 hours so they do wake up?
Yeah,
like,
there we go.
So anyways, we get like 4 guys and 4 girls, right?
Yes.
And we knock them out. We have the fake rocket launch. Then we move them to the biodome, and we basically tell them like, oh, you were asleep for 6 months, and so when they wake up, they find this old message like, hey, by the way, this is the final message from Earth. There's a nuclear holocaust. I don't know. You guys are probably the last humans alive. So see ya.
Dude, it's so amazing.
So you do the real world. on Mars, right? That's
Yeah.
basically my show idea that I would
but they
pitch.
think humanity's been destroyed.
Yes, that's the
So we
fun-
get to watch them grieve for their. You're also not realizing that they're gonna be like, oh, everyone I love is dead.
Yes.
So we're gonna watch them handle that as a group, and that'll be just the first season, just watching them come to terms with that. Then we get to
Dude.
watch them come to terms. Well, and then you have plants because you'll have a scientific team there too that are going to be
Oh, we gotta like have.
yeah, you got to have the straight men. So we're going to have I don't mean that like sexuality. I mean like these are our actors who are pretending to be the astronauts that run the mission, and they'll be there. And then you know what else we'll do? I want to be there but as a droid. They'll
Oh.
never know they're stupid.
I
I'll
was
just be a C3.
Dude.
They're just like, well, look, we built a real C3PO and now I get to interact with them as a droid.
No, you know what I want to do?
Amazing.
The possibilities are endless. Here's what I want to do. So it's Mars, right? They can't leave the biodome because
Yeah,
they'll,
yeah,
they'll die.
they'll die.
There's no
Yeah.
oxygen. But so I'm just gonna be out on the very far edge of where they see, and I'll be dressed like in a green suit.
Yeah, so that's
They'll
what
be
I
like,
was gonna say.
What the fuck? Martians are real.
Oh, dude, well then you got to do an alien attack.
Yeah, you gotta just kind of lumber over, and they gotta see.
We're kind of
Dude.
just creating the meanest version of Gilligan's Island, but it's a reality show.
No, they signed up for this.
It's true. They
That's
did
the thing
sign up.
too.
If
It's
you just
like-
put in the fine print, we're gonna trick you. You're gonna have to deal with the grief of knowing your family is dead.
No, wait. See, in the release form, you're like, "Hey, we're sending you to Mars, so this is the most dangerous thing ever. So if you die, and then like you could, if someone wants to go to Mars, you can like have them sign away the release of like their death
Yeah.
and be like, oh, if you die, we'll give like $50 billion to.
Oh, you know what would be so good?
What?
They're just one day they're out there and they're like farming in the like green room, and the green room has windows so you can see the outside of Mars a little bit, and then just Bigfoot is out there. They're like, Bigfoot's from Mars. We're just like solving mysteries
I
and
like.
shit.
What was that one? It was basically we're doing like scare tactics.
Yes, we're
and
combining
real
all the best
world
shows.
Dude, how is it? What do we call it? Real world Mars? That's,
Yeah, not real world Mars.
Anyways, that's the kind of show
Here's
I want.
another show that you made me think of while you were doing yours, and yours is the best show of all time. Mine would be pretty fun. I don't know if you could actually, you don't even tell them they're on TV. You basically just find regular people who are like, the cartel is like, hey, we'll give you X amount of money if you just like, if you want to like become a cartel member, like
the Mexican drug cartel.
Yeah. So basically, or Italian mafia or whatever, and then you take them onto an island where they think they're going to compete to be members of the mafia, and then you have them compete. Like, we are there as the fake mobsters,
Okay.
and then we are basically running them through a gauntlet on some island where we're trying to make them earn the right to become gangsters, and then testing to see like what they will and won't do morally. So you're just like you're just like having to like, you just have someone like a magician help you be like, how would I make it so that if someone cut someone's leg off, it would be fake, and the magician helps you out, and then you're like, hey, this guy disrespected the family, are you gonna cut his leg off? And then some dude from New Jersey who just really wants to be in the mafia is like crying as he's trying to cut someone's leg off. Mine is much more evil than yours.
Yeah,
but
that's
it's
very
still
impressive.
it's still very funny. Just imagine the things you could do. Also, it'd be so funny for you to be like the main, like a Mexican. We've got someone from the cartel, and you just show up, hey, and then you make them do a spaghetti eating contest, but it's the mafia. Oh fuck, dude!
Why, dude? Reality shows are not. I feel like the '90s, early 2000s, '90s.
Yeah.
Reality shows were just like, fuck it, we can do anything.
Oh, they were so evil. They literally.
Yeah.
Do you remember Next? The show Next?
Yeah.
They would be like, we've got 5 people, and we made sure one of them was ugly. And like the girl would be sitting there, and the guy would come off the bus, and she'd go on like a 20-minute date with him and send him off. Then a guy would come out, and she'd be on a 30-minute date with him, and then she'd send him off. Then a fat guy would come out, and she would immediately go, next, before he even said a word. He would just walk away. You're like, oh my God, that was fucked up. They did that on purpose.
Yeah, we've gotten too soft as a culture.
We are. Remember the boyfriend swap show where the
Wasn't
boyfriend
that-
hangs out with the mom?
Yeah,
and
you
the-
gotta date their mom or whatever.
Yeah,
date
yeah.
the parents. Well, what else? There was like the I mean, The Bachelor is pretty fucked up.
It's weird.
Wasn't there like a Fox TV show where it was basically an island and people would like fuck
Temptation
on
Island.
it? Yeah. It was just like, so this is why I'm like,
They all have so they take like 20 impossibly hot people who all have wives, fiancés, or significant others, and they put them on an island, and then they're like, good luck not fucking each other, and then they like dose them with Viagra the whole time or whatever.
So I'm saying the morality of
so fucked.
the morality of Mars, or like what do you call on yours? The
Is it? I don't know.
Giovanni's Island.
Yeah.
Gilligan's
Cartel Island.
Cartel, but like the morality is like we're faking this, as opposed to people putting real people just.
Someone got pregnant from Temptation Island. I'm almost positive of it.
Dude, Cheaters was a reality TV show.
Room Raiders. Remember that?
No.
There was an MTV show where these people signed up for the show, and I don't think they knew what was going to happen. Or maybe they did, I don't know. And then a girl who wants to date you goes through your room and decides based on the contents of searching through your room and invading your privacy if they want to date you or not.
Do you think a girl would go through my room right now and be...
Me and you would lose the show.
Who would win? Because look,
almost immediately.
A girl would go into your room and she would see countless board games. Your room is clean. That's the reality show. We should invite a girl over and just from our rooms, which one she wants to date.
Yes.
Because your room, although clean and organized, is just filled with an impossible amount of board games and like miniature models.
Yes.
And just
swords.
Has red flags all over it.
Yeah.
Like a map of Lord of the Rings.
Map of Middle Earth. I know girls always ask about it. Do you have that? They're like, your room looks like a dorm room.
And then my room it's just a mess.
Yeah, your room is filthy, and it looks like an incel lives in there.
It's not filthy.
No, it's filthy.
It's messy.
It's filthy.
It's
you have literal trash often piled in corners of your room.
No.
Yes.
There's no look at it. There's no trash in
right
my room.
now.
How dare you? I'm deleting this part of the podcast.
No, you can't hide the truth. Sometimes I go in your room and you'll.
Why are you going to my room?
You're in there. I'm talking to you. Do you not realize I have eyes? I can see the piles of trash. My brother does the same thing. It's like, dude, get the fucking when you are done with trash, stand up from your computer and just walk it to the trash can. But both of you pile trash on your desk or next to your desk, and then just, I guess, never do anything with it.
You know what I did 2 weeks ago? You haven't been in my room recently. I bought a trash can. I have an under-desk trash can.
Oh, wow. Incredible.
Very fancy. Moving up in the world.
You got so lazy that you can't stand up, walk 5 steps, and just put trash in the trash.
What do you mean lazy? It's efficiency.
No. Efficiency? You're saving time for what?
I got to stand up every time. I got to
Yeah, you should be standing up.
Anyways, my room or your room?
My room would lose for sure. Your room would win. Because your room is kind of dirty, but they'd be like, oh, an adult lives here.
Yeah.
An adult lives here, and he's like got stuff. And they'd go into my room, and they would be like, is this a 16-year-old? Is this is this 16-year-old with developmental disabilities going to be able to date me? The answer is no.
Well,
so there's that.
Find out next on Cowboy Room Raiders.
Dude, I don't give a fuck, man. Whatever. Our apartment isn't attractive. Every time I bring if I brought a dude over, they've been like, hell yeah, this shit is cool. What is this? Tell me about this or whatever. Usually, even the coolest women are kind of like laughing about they'll be like, do you bring other girls here? Like they're aware that it's unattractive to female-brained people.
Dude, you know what it is though?
Femoids.
All we need to do is buy like 20 plants and we could fool every single girl.
Women are so you just hide it in a jungle, dude. It's so easy.
Because if you have a messy house, like a bunch of clutter and like stupid shit, but if you have plants, people are like, wow, you've really designed this around. And you're like, yeah, I got plants. I don't know, but that seems to be.
It's so easy. It's so easy. And it works.
Let's buy plants.
If you have a dog, that helps too. Women will accept any and all red flags if a dog is there to soften the blow of learning of the red flag. Literally rent a dog, tell your girlfriend she's cheating on you or you're cheating on her, and have her hold the dog while you tell her. And there's, I would say, a 7 out of 10 chance it'll go better than it would have.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's how easy.
I think that works both ways, though.
No, if you're a girl and you're
you're a
like,
guy-
I'm sorry, here's what you do. You say, you write it, I cheated on you. I'm so sorry. I'll never do it again. On a Post-it note, you put that on a PS5 and you hand it to him.
Oh, okay. So
He's like, fuck, you promise you'll never do it again? She goes, yeah. And he goes, all right, I'm going to be in the other room with this. And he goes. So
I feel like you get one free pass every console generation.
every console generation, ladies. So keep the guy in mind. Damn.
Oh, I learned something recently about you.
What?
Your favorite poem.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Do you want to talk about cowboy poetry?
Yeah, we can talk about it.
What's your favorite poem?
Okay, hold on. I
say cowboy poetry because it's very funny that we both have very like cowboy poems that we've both like our favorite poems ever, right?
Well, we've never talked about poetry together.
Yeah, why would we?
And then you said something about poetry, and I was like, oh, that's like my favorite poem. And you were like, you have a favorite poem? And I was like, yeah, I used to carry it in my wallet.
Yeah.
And then
I'm like, I have a favorite poem too.
Yeah.
And both of ours involve cows.
And they're both very short.
Yeah, I guess mine's pretty
Because
short.
I know
mine's average poem length. How long is a poem?
I don't know how long a poem is for. What was that alarm for? They probably didn't hear it, but your alarm went off. It's 7 p.m.
It's time to wake up.
Damn, bro. So I know a lot of people, their poem is just like absurd. So many poems are so long. Shorten it the fuck up. This is poetry. Write a book if you're gonna write long shit. But my favorite one is called by Dominick Ortega. I'll say it right now. Also, I learned about this poem while I was learning about Hemingway. I was learning about Hemingway, and he carried this poem with him, and I was like, wow, that's really profound. And then the poem like deeply affected me, made me emotional. I really felt it.
Dude,
and then
sometimes.
I literally printed it out and like cut it and put it in my wallet, and I carried it on me. I want to say the first 3 years I did stand-up. Until I got a new wallet, and then I no longer carry it with me anymore. But I want to say it like really helped. Sort of, I would think about it a lot, especially in the harder years of stand-up when you're just getting the shit beat out of you constantly.
Yours is like, all right, well, let's hear it.
So mine's by Dominick Ortega.
Oh, wait, should I read it? I don't want to read mine. Yeah, let me read yours.
Yeah, you can read mine, and I'll
can't read
yours.
Mine because you'll find out later.
Mac is just all emotional, but
let's see. Is that the name of the poem?
Yeah.
Bullfight critics ranked in rows. It's an excerpt.
Oh, sorry, that's not the poem's down there. Go ahead and read it.
Dominick Ortega. Oh yeah, bullfight critics ranked in rows crowd the enormous plaza full, but he's the only one who knows, and he's the man who fights the bull.
Yeah, baby, it's a good one.
That is cool. The bullfight critics ranked in rows, so everyone. All the critics are sitting there watching, ready to criticize.
All the people are watching, ready to judge him.
Crowds the enormous plaza full. He's the only one who knows.
Yeah, so it's about being, surrounded by thousands of people and the critics and everything. But everyone thinks they know because they're watching. They're as close as they can get to you, but only you and the bull know. Only you two know.
Wait, does it say that the bull knows? It
no,
just
but
says
that's
that he
the
knows.
idea. But
Only
yeah,
he knows.
no. But I am including the bull. But yeah.
That is a great one. It's like when anyone criticizes literally anyone, it's kind of like, okay, but who are you?
Yeah.
Especially like on Twitter. Well, I love when seeing someone being like, I don't know who you are. And it's like a guy with 5 followers just like tweeting at the president. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, what are you doing?
What? Don't criticize. Like,
my thing
you're
is,
not funny. Motherfucker, this is my job. You do nothing.
Well, I get a lot lately that actually really had been bothering me, and I kind of am getting over it, was a lot of, and I got it at the beginning of my career too, but now I'm getting it more because as I get more mainstream popularity on different networks and things, is people being like, I don't believe him.
No, you had a lot of that when you first started too.
Yeah.
And everyone in the scene, I remember everyone in the scene would ask me, "Is like, is he lying?" And I was just like, I don't care. From the very beginning, I'm like, I literally don't care.
Yeah.
Are you funny? I don't care if you're telling the truth or if you're lying. If you're making me laugh, then that's whatever.
But people would, and then so people will say that, but it's so funny because then I was like, I thought about it for a second, and I was like, well, obviously I don't give a shit because I want them to believe me because I want them to have a good time with me, and I'm like, it bothered me because I was like, am I as a comic not coming across genuine? And I was like, no, that's not it. They just don't want to believe me because they're insane. You're an insane person if you're like, I don't want to believe that you made, like, why would I, if I was gonna make up stories, why would I make myself fucking poor, not good? Like, I'm not in my stories, I'm never the boss, I'm never the hero, I'm never doing well. Like,
here's my thing. Who are the psychopaths that were like, that was a funny story unless you were lying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna take back my laughter. Like, how does that change anything? What? Like, it literally changes nothing.
It is just fun. I just always, when people, especially on like YouTube, talking about podcasts, are like, I don't think he's telling the truth. It's like, do you think I lied about the most unremarkable shit? Like, I was like, yeah, I was poor and a piece of shit for a long time, and everyone's like, cool. What am I gaining? It's just the weirdest thing. I was like, oh, so they're just like insecure. They're just like want to not believe me because they feel weird about how I look, or maybe the cadence of my speech. Because there are a lot of people who do the thing that racist people do, where anytime if they're like subconsciously racist, when someone who like looks like they're from the hood or is black or like Mexican or whatever, they'll be like, wow, you're really well spoken.
Oh yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck does that mean? I do truly think people being like, I don't believe him, is an extension of that, because they're like, oh yeah, so you can just talk good, but you were poor. It's like, yeah, I read a bunch of books. I don't know what you want from me, dude.
That is the secret to a big vocabulary, is to read a bunch of stupid books as a kid.
Yeah, but so the poem helps. I don't know why. Lately, it's just been like every other day online stuff will get to me. I really got to harden myself back up. I got to jump back. It's funny because I watch other people get criticized online, and I'm like, whatever. And then it bothers me sometimes.
I love criticizing.
I know. I gotta fucking chill out.
But that's the thing. I love criticizing people and making fun of billionaires and stuff. And guess what? You should keep doing it, because only the bullfighter knows. It shouldn't affect them. They're fighting a bull.
It's so true.
Like,
it really shouldn't affect. It doesn't affect you till it does.
That's like one of the things where everyone's like, can we stop piling on this person on Twitter for their bad take? It's like, no, you fucked up. Everyone pile on.
All right, I'm gonna read Mac's poem now.
Man, I can't handle my poem.
No, Mac literally got emotional yesterday when we were talking about it. And I thought you were joking, and then you were like, I gotta go, and you left, and I was like, what the fuck just happened?
When I read that, there's a few things that like make me just openly man weep. And I don't know what it is about this thing. This poem fucks me up. Like, nothing. I have zero emotions. I'm just autistic.
Yeah. No, you're a fucking machine. That's
one or
crazy.
two things that just fucking get to my brain.
Yeah, that's wild.
Anyways, you can read this poem and I might cry.
Okay, well, now I'm thinking about how I feel stupid for letting people get to me online, and I'm becoming more powerful from the bullfighter poem. Just us talking about it. This conversation right now has increased the quality of my life better.
There you go.
I'm ready for the rest of the year. Fuck these people.
And
so
maybe I need to become more open.
Yeah. I'm gonna read your thing. Let's heal together, dude. Mac Poetry is healing us live on the podcast. What the fuck?
Cowboy Poetry.
This shit is. It's so funny how, and I mean this not as a pejorative. It's so funny how gay poetry is, and just the fact that it's so like
I don't think even if you do mean it as a pejorative.
Yeah, no,
poetry is gay.
Yeah, no, I mean it. Like, and it's just so like weird, and like there's just something about it that just feels stupid, but it's so powerful. It's just so funny that like words arranged in a specific way are like legitimately healing me right now. It's so fucking stupid.
All right, let's hear mine.
All right,
Let's
I'm gonna
get it
read
over
Max.
with.
Let's do it. Tomorrow.
What's it called?
Oh, what's it? It's called Two-Headed Calf.
Fuck.
You're already struggling. I'm gonna find a real photo of a two-headed calf.
Oh, I've seen them.
And print it out and frame it and put it in your room
Put
and
the
just watch you
poem?
weep.
Dude, maybe I should wake up to it every day.
Maybe. Okay. Tomorrow, when the farm boy finds this freak of nature, they will wrap his body in newspaper and carry him to the museum.
Wait, is this the beginning? I might have not loaded. I think it starts
You
differently.
loaded the wrong one.
No. Okay.
Joe, load up the poem, not the cartoon. Mac found like a cartoon drawing
no,
of the
no,
poem
no.
that makes him extra sad.
No, I think that was it.
Are you? Did you purge the poem from your mind?
No, it's short. I'm just stalling. All right, read it.
Okay.
Start over. Sorry, everybody.
Tomorrow, when the farm boy finds this freak of nature, they will wrap his body in newspaper and carry him to the museum. But tonight, he is alive, and in the north field with his mother. It is a perfect summer evening. The moon is rising over the orchard, the wind in the grass, and he stares into the sky. There are twice as many stars as usual. Fuck. Oh, what if he gets to live in the museum and he's just going to be happy there?
He is happy.
Well, he's happy tonight. There's twice as many stars as usual. Dude, Mac is losing it, man.
It's the best poem ever written.
I wish this was not the first time I'd seen a guy with a mullet cry. It's fucking... I like that our favorite poems unlock the thing that we like needed in order to like be human most.
What do you mean?
Like for you lacked it, and it's like you're missing piece to kind of like relate to people and stuff. You need to like feel and empathize. You empathize with the calf, and for me, what I needed—it's
not just a calf.
I know, but for me, what I needed to survive was to kind of to like steal my heart and be like, no, fuck everyone else. I'm going my own way. And, which is, I mean, doesn't honestly come naturally to me. It's something I had to like make so that I could, go. And both our favorite poems are like about that. Also, both our favorite poems weirdly cow related.
No, I was gonna say that's
it's
cowboy poetry.
Yeah.
Whether it's bullfighting or
two-headed calves.
I think everyone should go find your homework for this episode is to go find some cowboy poetry.
Yeah.
That makes you discover who you really are.
Someone had me read cowboy poetry on the stream once, and it was really good.
Really?
I can't remember their name. I feel bad that I can't, but they asked me to read it. I read it in a cowboy accent, and it was great. Their poem was really good.
Cowboy accent.
Yeah.
Oh man.
You feel it? Let's therapy it out. What about the poem gets to you?
I don't know.
Who is it? Is it the two-headed calf? Is it the mom?
Oh no, it's absolutely the two-headed calf.
Okay, are you the two-headed calf?
I don't think so. I don't think I am, because then I would only have one. The two-headed calf is, I think, like a thing of innocence, where it doesn't know that it's not going to be on the chopping block, right? It's not supposed to be in this world. The world has decided it can't live, or I guess society or whatever.
Sure. And
it's meant to die because of that's how farm life is, but it doesn't matter because tonight it's happy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, as Achilles said, everything is more beautiful because we're doomed.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of like, fuck it, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
Like, enjoy tonight.
Yeah, I mean, that's a profound human thing people have kind of picked up on way early.
Oh, some people don't like thinking about it.
I meant humanity picked up on it, yeah.
I like to remind people of their death a lot whenever I get the opportunity.
This is going to be the second week in a row we've discussed fucking mortality and kind of been like, hey, everyone you know will die. Like, We did that last week.
Did we? All right.
Yeah.
Well, just a reminder. If you've forgotten since last week.
Hey, just make sure you know everything you've ever done, everything.
Dude.
Remember when you were a kid and you're like, wow, I'll never be an adult. And then you became an adult. Same thing for death.
I was going to say, remember, 100 years from now, everyone you know, everyone,
Yeah.
all your family, your children, all of them will be dead.
Think about this.
Yes.
Every actor from the 90s that you watched or watch currently, they're all going to die before you.
90s actors, for some reason, I don't know why, because like actors before the 90s, celebrities who were like famous before the 90s, they've kind of like gotten old and like aged out and are like,
they just gave up on acting. They're like, I have money, I'm going to go live my
they're
life.
like, oh, I made $1 million, so like I'm set. I can go like live on a tropical island and be happy. Where 90s actors feel like they really had to they got addicted to adrenochrome or whatever. There's like a lot of them that still look young.
Well, they all got together in that cabal, and they sacrificed Kurt Cobain and whoever else.
Dude,
and
well, every year they have to sacrifice. That's like the theory, right? You have
Yeah.
to sacrifice different celebrities every year. And it's just like, why? There's so many 90s celebrities that just won't go away.
fucking dude, what horrible things did Betty White do
Dude.
to live this long?
I feel Betty White. Do you think she's evil? You don't think she's one of the good ones?
I mean, I want to believe she's one of the good ones, but the fact that she seems so impossibly good makes me stop and go,
yeah.
probably horrifically evil. Same thing with Mr. Rogers.
I was going to say Tom Hanks is probably an evil guy, but then his son turned out so shitty. I'm like, oh, he's normal.
yeah. No, Tom Hanks is just a guy.
But Tom Hanks is like, his PR team is just so squeaky clean, such a great guy. I'm like, I don't know.
Oh, dude.
I don't like celebrities who have squeaky clean PR.
Yeah, it's weird.
But if there's like a guy, if you got a Mark Wahlberg who's like, oh, you should be in prison, it makes you feel more real.
Man, I almost wish I had squeaky clean PR.
Why?
Well, no, because I've lost so many jobs because people do. For those of you who don't know, I'll just say it. I mean, I've almost been on TV more than a couple times, almost had 2 TV shows. Like when I first started to get popular, I was with like a real agency and they were like, oh, we're going to make you famous. And I was like, wow, my life's about to change. And then every single time I would do background checks or people would look into me, they'd be like, oh, no, you can't.
What the fuck?
And
Who's
so I lost.
Wait, who's doing background checks on comedians?
You do them. Yeah,
Dude,
if you're going to do shows and stuff, they check you out. And I've just got canceled before people could cancel me, which is fair. I mean, I've done a lot of bad things. Well, no, I mean, it is essentially them just being like, wow, which is weird because Mark Wahlberg has a checkered past. I haven't done anything worse than Mark Wahlberg, I don't think. I mean, no, because he was doing heroin and like drug dealing and beating people up, and he like hate crimed a guy and stuff. So, I mean, I've never done a hate crime. But I've done a lot of bad things for sure. But I mean, you can just like, I mean, yeah.
You've
so
never
it is
done
what
a
it
hate
is.
crime?
I've never done a hate crime.
You've only attacked people of your own race.
No, I've attacked people of other races.
I was gonna say
for sure. I've done stuff that people would say is a hate crime, but it wasn't a hate crime. They just happened to. That was equal opportunity. In fact, I would even say is the opposite of a hate crime. I was passing out violence, equal opportunity.
Yeah. If you're there.
Yeah.
That's why as a POC, I get weird when it comes to hate crime stuff. I'm like, so wait, if a guy just uses the wrong slur against me in a fight, I can send him to federal prison? All right, sounds a little OP.
If you could go and like watch a video of my past, like a fast forwarded video of every bad thing I've ever done, you would get through the video and you would go, wow, Shayne has a lot of solidarity with the Pacific Islanders of the world. He's the least racist against Pacific Islanders, and it would appear that way, but actually I'm just afraid of Tongans and Samoans.
I was gonna say
we never fucked with those people ever, dude.
Did you fight alongside them?
Yeah.
Damn, that's so scary.
Yeah, we ended up making friends with a Samoan group of guys from West Valley. Well, the Samoan and Tongan Crips are a big thing in Utah. And we had like a relationship with not like because firstly, people who the types of people who'd be like, you're lying, are also the types of people who would be like, yeah, a relationship with the Crips, like as if it's some organization with like a top-down leader.
Well,
that's not how it works.
It's a Utah gang.
Well, no gang has like.
I'm gonna say it's It's a group of guys.
Yes, that's how literally all crime work. Like
Yeah.
when people think like even the cartels are like some of the only groups, and only at the highest level do they have all the organization. Everything else is just like guys doing shit.
Yeah, just
The same way when you go to work at Burger King and you're like, no one's really in charge. Like this is just barely held together. That's how gangs work. It's like not real.
they give one guy an extra $1 an hour
Yes.
to pretend like he's in charge.
Yeah,
and
and-
everyone lets him believe he's the manager.
That's truly how street gangs work. But anyway, we were friends with a couple of those guys, and they would farm workout to us, and we would chill with them and come to parties, and they would come hang out with us. And
That's also another thing of gang culture. People just want to go to parties and drink.
it's a lot, yeah.
And guess what? Sometimes you got to do a little work.
Well, especially street gangs. I think street gangs in general have more in common with hooliganism than they do like organized crime, but it just depends on the group and the people and what they're up to and how they want to make money. I mean, there's a lot of people straight up in street gangs that just like work at Chipotle and shit.
Yeah.
My brother was working at Subway while we were doing armed robberies. Like, you know,
people in gangs have jobs.
yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Criminals
So
have jobs.
when people don't understand how it is just funny how cartoon people are like, you don't look like the guy from the TV, so it doesn't make sense to me. It's like, yeah. But
Well,
anyway,
you're gonna just have to write your own show and
I'm-
star yourself. And
dude, I swear to God, that's my big goal. I want to do that so badly. But the Samoans are terrified. The Tongans and Samoans are like literally.
they're mountain people.
They're like,
mountains in the middle of the ocean people.
I'm not kidding. I would not even shoot one of those people.
I've told this. On
He
the,
would just walk towards you, take the gun, and club you to death with it.
I've told you this story on the podcast before. But there was a kind of gang war at my high school. Not really a gang war because there was this Hispanic gang that was beefing with the Tongan gang
Yes.
or whatever, and this Mexican guy went up and stabbed this Tongan guy in the back, and then the Tongan guy turned around and
Yes.
started beating the shit out of the Mexican guy. So
I love how you say it's not really a gang thing, and then describe the most horrific thing gangs do.
no, I mean like
No, you're doing the thing that people do because you don't understand how gangs work.
I meant-
That's real
I
gang
was saying,
shit.
I was saying it's a high school gang.
No, high schoolers are real gang members. They kill people all the time. That's the thing is when people are like, because you're doing it where you're like, it's not like the TV. It's not like 60 Minutes, so it's not real. No, that's what real gang shit is.
No,
It's children.
it's not.
It is. He
It's
stabbed
not.
a guy with a knife.
It's
what
not-
more do you want from
I
him?
want Tony Soprano.
No, I know it. That's so funny. People do that shit all the time. Or they'll be like, this SoundCloud rapper isn't a real
Yeah, yeah.
gangster. And then he gets shot to death in a car, and it's like, oh, maybe he was.
guess
And
what-
it's like, why would you think he wasn't?
Well, guess what,
he
Shayne?
did. I don't know anything about gangs, and he's not like the men on the TV, so I figured he wasn't a gang member. It's like,
Well,
you're
guess
fucking
what?
stupid.
Only the bullfighter knows.
That's exactly my point. Eminem shot at people.
Only the bullfighter knows.
Yeah, I know, but it's so funny when people assume shit about. This is how women end up being fucking cut up and skinned in a
okay.
lampshade in someone's house. No, this is the mindset because people are like, no, I don't believe you. You weren't a gang member because you have Darth Vader tattooed on you. That's the same thing as a woman going, he seems nice. I'm going to go to his house. It's like, he's a serial killer. You're dead now because you fucking are stupid
Well, that's-
and you're judging people based on how they look and make you feel
Well,
and
that-
not what's really going on.
That was my whole serial killer rant is how people like at open mic will be like, oh, look at this weirdo. He definitely looks like a serial killer. It's like, no, weirdos kill one person and immediately get caught. Charismatic, good-looking, normal people, they're the serial killers. Those
Yes.
people kill and they're like, who do we get? Let's go ask that weirdo again. He looks creepy. But good-looking, normal people that blend into society, they kill and kill again and just keep killing.
it's
And people are like, what? Who was the one guy where the cops like arrested him and let him go?
There's
like-
so many.
Like, is that Ted Bundy?
That's Ted, yeah.
Where it's just like,
This
the weird-
handsome fella doesn't need to kill anybody.
Yeah, yeah. But the weirdos get caught immediately.
One of my favorite comics of all time, Jackson Banks, used to have a joke where he would be like, all the hot guys get to kill everybody. What about the ugly guys?
Yeah.
I'll treat you like a queen. I'll cut you up into 1,000 pieces and kiss everyone. And I don't think that's exactly
No,
but
that's
it's
how it
so funny. It's so funny. Oh, man. Damn.
Oh well, Jackson. Well, you got any plugs? You doing anything?
Yeah,
If
yeah.
It's come to
shit.
that point at the end of the podcast.
Yeah, I have plugs. Let's plug some shit.
I was
real
gonna
fast.
say thank you for listening to Cowboy Boys podcast. We do this every week. Please rate and review us on iTunes. We like those. Those help us out.
They actually do, and we never ask you to do it. Also, you can listen to my other podcast, Without a Country.
Oh, you're gonna
It's
plug.
political.
Whoa, whoa,
I plug
whoa.
our podcast
Whoa,
on there.
Whoa, yeah, Without a Country. That's your other pod. If you want to listen to a podcast, and if you like this podcast, where you're like, you know what, this podcast would be better with less Mac. You should listen to Without a Country. And if you want a more serious, less jokes and less Mac podcast, more politics and more Shayne, or I guess Without a Country with Corinne Fisher.
I'll be I'm in Atlantic City June 4th. 2 shows at the Celebrity Theater.
Oh my God.
I'll be in Baltimore. What? At
Wait.
Magooby's Joke House Sunday,
What year and date? What?
June 4th, Friday, June 4th, and then Sunday, June 6th, I'm in Baltimore doing Magooby's Joke House
Wait.
for one show. That's going to be a fun one.
How many dates are you gonna read? You got like 30.
No, I just wanted to read the 2 ones
Oh,
coming up
okay.
close. And then June 12th, I'm going to be in St. Petersburg. Go to jfharris.com.
Yeah.
And he's doing
For your dates.
well, no, I'm plugging him because he's
Yeah.
filming his special, and I'm I want him to sell out and have a good time.
We're
So
gonna be there.
you want to come to St. Petersburg? We'll be there. Mac has literally said, "Hey, I want to try and hook up on this Florida trip."
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if you're a girl, come
I
strong.
definitely remember saying
come
that.
correct. Mac is trying to fuck. My big goal, no sex. I had previously said that I was going to have sex in Florida. I lied. I have reshifted my focus to winning my Gator wrestling match at Gator World, which I
you-
will most assuredly have.
If you were going to have sex with Shayne,
If you were going to,
I'm defending his honor, and you have to go through me
yeah,
first.
yeah. And also, if you're trying to have sex with me, I've been so much social anxiety lately. You're gonna have to come strong, aggressive, and no one ever does. So, yeah, that'll be that. That's it. Come see me do comedy. Come see Mac. Pull his penis out in Florida.
I think it's legal there.
I think what isn't legal
You
there?
know how you can walk around, women can walk around topless in New York,
Yes.
and that's legal?
Yeah.
I guess it's not illegal. It's not legal. It's just not illegal.
Mm-hmm.
In Florida, I'm pretty sure you can walk around bottomless, no underwear, no pants.
Fuck, it's wild.
You have to wear a top.
Yeah.
You have to wear shoes, shirts, and a hat. But it's like they're like, that guy's dick is out. It's like, it's hot. It's humid.
Yeah.
What are you trying to do? It's hard. If you like this episode and you want one more,
Oh, go to our patreon.com/cowboyboys.
yeah, we're there.
It'll be great. All right, you guys. We love you so much. We'll see you later. Yeehaw.
Yeehaw. Thank you.